This is the Aldora devlog. Let us begin. Okay, so when it comes towards everything for today, let's jump in towards the game as a whole. I was very busy on creating one little system for today, and that is the vendoring system. Now, I like vendors, I really think they should be in the game, so I decided to actually go ahead and make it. So if we walk over to this NPC right here, I also made name tags on the character. So if you get a little bit too close, you can see his name. His name is Kieran. He's the traded goods vendor. So you press 3, which is our interact key, and it will bring up our shop. Now, if we have a look at this, we can see everything that's in the vendor, so to speak. And for simplicity, I wanted to just wood, copper ore, and copper sword. This will change, obviously. However, it will tell you the cost of the actual item, whether you want to buy it or not, and tell you any of the stats. So, copper ore, it is copper ore. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once I've filled in everything on the datasheet, it will come up. However, when it comes towards items, it will actually show the actual things. So if you're going to buy an item, like a war weapon or a sword, it will actually tell you the stats before you buy it. It just makes sense to actually state that, and I can have pretty much as many as I want in this traded goods vendor, just as long as I implement the IDs for said items. Now, say I want to actually buy wood. Well, I've got 50 gold in my bag right now, and if we actually close this down, we can actually see that I've got 50 gold here. Runs off of the same system of our gold, and we can then jump into here again, and then we'll buy. So when you purchase it, it will tell you it's been purchased, and then it will update everything going into that. You press it again, it's been purchased. Now I've only got 10 gold, I press buy once again, and then it will say you do not have enough gold. This goes for everything in the actual item, and then if you do have gold, it will purchase it for you. If not, then it will just display you do not have enough gold and will not give you the item. Now, jumping out of this is really easy in order to actually code up. Basically, we've got our little vendor right here, and if we go in towards our content browser, we can then jump into our blueprints, and we can have a look at NPC vendors, and I can bring this guy up for you to show him actually what's going about. So he's all determined, he's all built. I can change out his hair and everything. I can make them unique with using the different backs and everything. So I can do that. He has a character profile. So if we go over here and I unlock my webcam, I can move that over here for a second, and I can display his name, his sub-name, so what he actually is, so traded goods, and also the items that he sells, and I can make that into an array. If we then just jump back over here and have a look at this even further, when it comes towards the IDs, all I've got to do is add them to the specific vendor, the item IDs of what is going to be displayed on this particular vendor. Now I can switch out the sprite whenever, so I can have any type of sprite. It all works like that. Everything is pretty much modular to just change out and make unique. So that being said, I was thinking with the actual base game that you actually have to go collect a literal item from a vendor at the beginning of the game, just so people get used to the actual systems of how to interact and everything. Probably a good way. But if we take a look at the city, I generally want loads of different types of characters to actually be purchasable. Obviously the houses need doors and everything, but if we come in towards and we move over towards our profession trainer area, we can see that in our profession area trainer we could have like a traded goods vendor or a leather supplies vendor, and we could also have a vendor that walks around the city. It runs off of the same types of animations, so I can definitely do that. That's why we took our time making that massive pack of mobs with all of the walking mechanics and everything for the character, so we could actually build that out right there. If we go a little bit further and then head over towards the port of Marith, we can definitely have a load of other different types of vendors. Basically, I've made the vendors so I can sell whatever I want in the game as long as it's on the item data sheet for the game, and that means that you can buy that cow feed in Erundir, run back to Yanis's farm and feed the cows to complete the quest, so to speak. It's things like that that generally I was going to overlook, and then I was like, nope, I need to sort that. So that being said, for today I've got one more interaction interface on my sheet behind me, and that is the dialogue one. This one will be for random NPCs and also areas, because interaction with characters, so like there is a couple of quests that is like go speak to Elementalist Thron, and there's no way to speak to him yet. So if you're going to go speak to him, then we're going to need a dialogue interface interaction, and in that way we can then be able to complete quests, find out little areas. I was thinking of making that as an array, so then it can alternate what they're going to say depending on like the time of the day or what have you, or everything to that effect. If that's not a preset thing, then you can then spew out loads of like lore, old stuff, and just content in there. So I could hide stuff within the NPCs, saying, alluding to different types of crafts that you could do, or if you go north you have a higher chance of getting diamonds, I hear, or something to that effect. So the player can get rewarded by speaking to different types of NPCs in the actual Townsend or cities within the game. And for the demo I think that would be really handy in order to do, and it's trying to word that in a way that means a bigger workload for me when it comes towards dialogue, but to be quite honest, I'm okay with that. I enjoy making all of this stuff. I think I would have probably stopped if I didn't enjoy this. But other than that, that is everything for today. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.